Hey guys, thanks for watching. Today I want to talk about target panic and shooting slumps. For me, those things go hand in hand, and just how I deal with them, because it might help you. I'm not an expert or anything, but so in my shot process video that I posted a couple months ago, I made a statement along the lines of I don't personally accept saying that I'm in a shooting slump. And I don't want to be misinterpreted. I'm not saying that I'm some sort of expert or, archery guru or anything. Of course, I have bad days. Everyone has bad days if you're a human being. So what I meant by that is I really do think that saying that you're in a slump is a choice. And I kind of thought of a little analogy here. If you are driving your truck or your car and your check engine light comes on, would you just continue to drive it and just say, yeah, maybe it'll work itself out in a couple weeks or a couple months? Absolutely not. What would you do? You'd pull it into the driveway, you'd pop the hood, you'd read the code, and you'd fix it, or you'd take it to a mechanic to get it fixed. So archery, to me, is kind of like the same deal, right? Because if you're shooting at, let's say, 20 yards, and something is not right, either you're releasing the arrow too soon or you're just not hitting a level of accuracy that you're capable of, that's your check engine light. It's on, right? For me personally, what I do is I stop shooting at distance. So, and that's why I say you can't really be in a slump if you just stop shooting at distance. Don't shoot 20 yards, don't shoot 15 yards, don't shoot 10 yards. What I do is I get in front of a blank bale and I work on my shot process. And I just work on it and I work on it until I figure out exactly what the problem is that I'm having. And to give you a little example of how this just impacted me recently, we're getting into the dog days of summer here, and it's super hot. I was on vacation. There's other things I want to do, like going fishing and stuff. I just haven't been shooting my bow as much. So I was shooting at my deer target at 15 yards, and I noticed that my accuracy was just not to a level that I'm capable of. I'm hitting the liver, I'm hitting high lungs, I'm getting a good shot. So obviously something's going on. I'm not going to panic and go into a full-blown meltdown. And that's the other thing. If you're dealing with target panic or you're having a bad day or a couple bad days strung together, don't panic. Don't start messing around with your arrow build. Don't start changing your brace height. Don't start messing around with your tiller. Absolutely everything is fine. You were shooting fine before. That's the last thing you want to do. The problem is with you, and it's you're going to resolve it. So just don't panic. Your hunting season's not over. You just have to give yourself some grace, because this is a very difficult hobby, and that's really why it's so satisfying when it all comes together. So what I did was I got in front of a blank bale and I started going through my shot process, and deliberately, individually going through each part until I found what was happening. And what was happening was I was getting into full draw, but I was not coming into full alignment. And so basically, if you were to get in front of a mirror, my elbow was kind of sticking out a little bit. And what was happening was I was basically holding all of my draw weight with smaller shoulder muscles, and it was causing a little bit of target panic. I can't really hold the draw as well with the smaller muscle group, and so I was just wanting to release the arrow. As soon as I saw that my elbow was out of position, I got back into full alignment with my elbow behind my head. Giving the mirror example, my elbow is now hidden behind my head, and that just literally resolved everything. I immediately was more comfortable at full draw, and I could really just take my time, and my target panic kind of just went away because I did not feel like I had to just let the arrow loose. And it really just took 20, 25 minutes. If I just didn't do that and I just continued to shoot at distance, who knows how long that problem could have went on for? How long would I have done that for? Weeks, months? So really, it's one of the best things you can do. If you're serious about getting better at traditional archery, you absolutely need a blank bale setup. That is your home base. That's where you work on things. That's really where a ton of the work is done. So that's it for today, guys. If you like this video, I would love if you subscribe to the channel, liked and commented. It really means a lot to me. Thank you very much.